Hi, welcome to Writing in Place. My name is Kate Stephenson, and I'd like to invite you to write with me or draw or create some art with me this morning in whatever form you find most enriching. So as you know, this month and through the fall, our theme is home. So we're thinking together in community about this word and the concept and what it means to us, particularly in light of COVID-19. Home conjures up feelings and images that are different for everyone, and those images depend on context, mood, season. Our feelings about home change, and they're often dynamic. Much of the time, we may not pay attention to our homes, other than as places to eat, sleep, or maybe get our mail. But COVID-19 has made all of us think about our homes, those we live in now, perhaps those we inhabited in the past, and maybe even those we dream of in the future. Some of us may live in apartments. Some might live in hotel rooms, even if it's temporary. Others might live with extended family or with coworkers. Some people watching might live in dorms as they study. Others might live in homes, in houses, in Charlottesville or in the surrounding counties. Some of us may live in the city or far out on pieces of land that maybe belong to our family for generations. There's so many different kinds of housing in Charlottesville, in the surrounding counties, and in Virginia. There's so many different kinds of housing in America and in other places in the world. But as our physical worlds shrink with COVID-19, often our imaginative worlds expand. So this is an exercise about imagination and home. So before we get started writing, I'd like us to think about the atmosphere that we're writing or drawing in. What can we do to make our surroundings more conducive to creativity and art? So this is different for everyone, but some of the things I like to do, I have a candle that I'm going to light in a minute. I have my favorite iced tea next to me. Maybe you enjoy drinking water or bubbly or coffee. Whatever your drink of choice, you can have that next to you. Maybe you also like candles, or you have a diffuser, or something else that makes the area around you conducive to creativity and deep thought. For me, silence is also important, but other people might like to have their favorite music on. I'm in a comfortable chair, I'm in comfortable clothing, and I also have a journal next to me that I'm going to write in. Some of you might like writing longhand in a journal, and you might have one already started, one that you write in daily or weekly. Some of you might prefer writing on a computer, and that's fine too. Sometimes I like to write longhand and then actually retype it on the computer as sort of part of the writing process, revising as I go. Whatever makes you comfortable and seems to spark that creativity inside. Get yourself ready, pause the video, and create your atmosphere. Okay, so welcome back. Now you are ready to go, ready to write. So I'd like to ask you to close your eyes now and sit back and imagine a home that you've lived in. It might be your current home. It could be a childhood home. It might still exist, or it might be gone. Or maybe other people live in that home that you used to inhabit. What are their lives like now? Think about that place. What did it look like? What color was it? What was it made of? Was it brick, wood? Where was it? Was it loud in that house? Were there other people living there with you? Was it quiet? Were you the only one living there? And what was that like? What was unique about your house? When did you live there? And what made you think of it now? So now open your eyes and let's all set timers for 15 minutes. And we can write together or draw or whatever medium you're choosing. As you write, You could choose any form that you feel comfortable in. It could be poetry, could be a song, could be a short vignette, a short piece of prose. So as you think about what the home looked like, think about your present self too, and how your image of that home has perhaps changed in the last few months since March. So now let's all pause our video and write together for 15 minutes. And when you come back, I'll share with you what I've written, and I hope that you'll share with the rest of us what you've written on the discussion board. So welcome back. I hope you enjoyed your time writing. My writing is called 2614 and a half, so I'll share that with you now. 2614 and a half JPA, Charlottesville, Virginia, 22901. That was my address in the late 90s. I was 24 and poorly paid. Housing was hard to find. I wanted to be able to walk to work, not just because I'm an anxious driver, but because I needed to save money on gas. And I'm chronically lost, which is always less dangerous on foot. But housing close to the university is notoriously expensive, thus the half in my address. My roommate and I inhabited the top floor of a nondescript brick house. We lived above a slew of chemistry grad students who seemed to look strangely alike. To be honest, I was never actually sure how many lived below us in the 2 years we cohabited. I remember one was named Sean because he routinely drank too much and stumbled through our upstairs door that we could not lock, but that was decidedly not supposed to be shared. The landlord didn't much care about the breach of privacy. We were all the same to him. So we accepted Sean's midnight meanderings. It was rather shocking at first, a 6-foot-tall, sloppily clad man slurring his words and spilling his beer, suddenly bursting into our living room. But these intrusions just became part of my weekend, part of having half in my address. As might be expected, there were no luxuries in my upper-level living. No washer or dryer, no dishwasher, no garbage disposal, no central air conditioning. Most of these inconveniences passed unnoticed. After all, I could walk to work, rent was cheap, and, most importantly, my half pad boasted a deck. Not one large enough for a grill or even a table, but just big enough for 2 chairs. I bought 2 wicker chairs for $19.99 apiece and splurged on cobalt cushions, more for aesthetics than comfort. The smaller the space, the more important beauty becomes. And that deck overlooking the unkempt backyard became my haven, the place I planted a sunflower and watched it grow, a perch for solitude after a long day, a site for laughter and conversation with my roommate. I remember summer nights thick with humidity. I remember frigid evenings that demanded layers of coats and blankets, a cocoon against the winter. I remember crisp October nights when stars speckled the sky like promises, and the smell of bonfires singed the darkness. And in those moments, my half house became a home. So I hope you enjoyed this writing time as much as I did. I think sometimes just being still can be cleansing. So I hope also that you'll share your writing, your art, your drawings, your songs on our Writing in Place website. You can share your work in 2 ways. You can post it on the discussion board under the prompt, and that will allow all of us to read your work, to look at your visual art, and start a conversation together about what you've been thinking and what home means to you. You can also consider submitting your work to our online zine that we hope to publish by the end of December. We'd love to see your work, and we hope that this becomes a way for all of us in the community to create together and converse together. We hope this Writing in Place experience makes us all feel a little more connected in this time of isolation. Thank you for watching.